happy, 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 happy day. Yay, yay, yay. It is 2025. It is a good day. Yep, there I am. I'm gonna... All right, you stop that madness. All righty then. With as silly as this is, I read through what I had dictated over the last 4 days now. It started at I think it was okay 1:56 a.m. on 1st of January. Yeah, wow. Hey, hi, angel wings. Hi, sweetie. Holy cannoli, man. This as silly as I feel right now, this was a really deep thing because I read through, I was like, oh my God. Do I have to really? Yes, I have to read through this. So, all right, deep breath. Before I do that, I just posted a little trailer and I put together the video that recorded yesterday with Michael Cuff, and it was so much fun. That was only a little over an hour that was recorded, but I think we started at like 7:30, and true to form, I think we stopped at, I don't even remember. Was it 11:30? I don't know. But I guess the point was is that some of the discussion we had off the recording were some of the people he had contact with and some of the recordings of other individuals. And I figured out the person that I was talking to him about, who has quite a following, quite pronounced in the disclosure realm, and has been on, I mean, with Rob, with all kinds of people, with my friend Age. The whole thing was that there was a comment that was made that I heard on a recording that there was not, nothing to see here. And it was talking about the Antarctic. And I thought, what? What are you talking about? And I did finally remember that it's not anything that's even available on YouTube anymore. But that individual, their channel got canceled. So, and I think they just pulled everything off. Where it's at, I have no idea. But then again, right after that, I saw that same person that had made that statement on another channel talking about all the woo, and were with some really globally known like journalists, etc. So without kind of setting the stage for that, I think in my mind that was kind of brought forward because we have to be careful on how we think and speak about other people. And I feel like I did that individual in injustice because I feel like that we are still able to learn, and we shouldn't, like I did, think the worst. I will now be making the effort to continue to think better and not think the worst of why there was an incongruency in statements. So, having said that, appropriately vague, and I just had to put that out into the universe. So, here is what I got. So, maybe something that we all need to make ourselves a little more aware of is that the whole reason that those were outside of this whole realm of what we believe to be a matrix, or outside of what people call normies, is that this so-called norm is actually something that provides us a means to be able to do what we do and attempt to make as many people aware as possible. I don't know if that makes sense. So people are out there and they're doing what needs to be done. They are, the shopkeepers, they're the people where you go to pump your gas and go pay for your gas, or you're checking out somewhere. All right, I think I go through that. Yep. I'm talking about the shopkeepers, the shop workers, the clerks, the secretaries, executives, cab drivers, ditch diggers, accountants, and even a lot of the medical people like doctors and whatnot. So everyone, all of us, we're all playing a part in maintaining kind of a quorum, a status quo that allows us to give a little bit of a shakeup to those who find that their status quo needs to be examined. So we need to be able to do this from a safe place, tear down our own paradigms, and take a relook, and not doing it with an overabundance of judgment on ourselves. So irrespective of our talents, we're all hopefully contributing to the betterment of this 3D space that we're in. And technically, I don't think we're in a 3D space. I think we're in a 5D. And it's just that we can't physically see it. Even if we're aware of it, we're not even acknowledging it. Even when we are aware of it, we just kind of, go on automatic pilot. And a lot of times we even get distracted with it. So when we are, and right, we are going to start living the words that we frequently preach. If we believe that we are immortal souls having an experience, then why do we hang on to this programmed paradigm? And this is about death. So death, the people still hang on that it's a loss. And this does not downplay any kind of grief, right? This is about understanding. Don't get wound up about this whole madness. Look them up again. I have to probably say this again. These are mudras. These are probably subconscious. They're spin points. They're energy points that we can grasp and glom onto. There's all kinds of them that people get all kind of, oh, it's a sign of the whatever. All right, so death is not a loss, but a transition from one essence form to another. Death can mean many things to many people. Death can mean a transition from being in one room to another. Death, and if you think of it that way, that's kind of what it is. It's right. Okay, so death can mean for many others who are around us, the one that crosses into another realm is a learning experience on what to do, how to feel. It's not an ending, it's a beginning of how to manage and regain our power. When we start changing our day-to-day thought process and programming, and it can be even something as simple without judgment to ourselves as delete, delete, delete all negative programming and install positive programming for my highest good, right? I'm just checking. I uploaded something to Rumble and I'm at 85%. I'm hardwired. This is hopefully why I'm not glitching. Right? All right. So this is where I am going to do my little thingy dingy with closing the camera, moving the mic, and switching cameras. So just give me a second and away we go. I should be switched over. It's gonna twitch a couple of times. I can't help that. I've cleaned that lens. I've done all kinds of silly stuff, and it's gonna drive me mad that my table, all right? So that's gonna drive me mad that, all right, yes. Deb is anal. So thanks. Let's see what we can get, maybe some clarity on what's going on as far as what we can do in the here and now. This is something that, with talking about the 5D, since the time does not exist, what are we gonna, what is gonna be helpful for us? And I still have to figure out how to, I'm gonna try and get the microphone a little bit closer so the sound quality is a little bit better. You might see the base of it right there. Here we go. So I don't call on, a lot of people will work with specific energies. I like to go right to the source. I like to, maybe if we can kind of think of it as a unified field, field of one. I don't know if you can see that, a star. Tapping into all kinds of higher emotions. That was the Queen of Cups. And yeah, I mean, it's just like, what can we do in the here and now? I think that one wants to come out. This is going to be short and sweet, I'm hoping, so we can all get on with our day. Let's see what else is going to be beneficial for us to maybe keep in mind as we move through our physical and esoteric lives, because we're all part of it. We're all part of all of it. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? So the star for me, sorry about the twitchy camera. The star kind of represents being that centered, holistic, grounded, but connected to not just this place that we call Earth, but also remaining in touch with every aspect of the divine. And I like this card because it's, even though it's balanced, it looks very balanced, but if you notice, there's 4 lights on one side and 3 on the other. So there's always going to be something that it feels right, but it might be just a little bit not off, but makes you think. Makes you think. So there's going to be some money shifts. There's going to be a new beginning with the money. It's going to be in holistics. It's going to be something that's natural. People are going to be pulling away from a lot of the old ways of I should say the new ways that I call what we do today is the new ways. And what we have been doing maybe a couple of 100 years ago, those are going to be the new ways of the old. I don't know if that really made any sense, but what the heck. And there is a path, it's quite narrow and it's not flat and it's not straight. So it's going to be an adventure. This is going to be an adventure for us. Yeah. So we're going to have to break those chains. And I think that's something that we've already done. We're going to have to break the chains because that's the devil. But those chains are quite loose. And whenever because he looks like he's very tortured, but it's torture in his own mind, or she, not really sure. And then it's oh my gosh. It's the high priestess. She is the wise one who has everything that she needs. And I can't remember what the rose, is that a rose? That is not a rose. Those are pomegranates. Pomegranates, if you know what pomegranate, that really highlighted for me the wisdom. There's some kind of wisdom in pomegranates, and I think it has something to do with this here. The ways of the old are going to become new. But it's only after when we conquer this, when we have the foundation of realizing who we are, this is what we're going to achieve. This to me is bliss. And there's an infinite feeling. There's an infinity feeling to this 10 of Cups. But again, we have to remember to stay grounded in all of that. Okay, so I did not, excuse me, I did not clear this deck. Only the decks that you see here did I clear. Okay. I just picked this deck up. Well, it's the Magician, right? So he's got all the elements, doesn't he? I'll leave that out. So he's got all the elements available to him as well. We have everything within our grasp. This is about nature. This is an herbal deck. I will double check to make sure I have the, yep. And it's linked to the astrological forms. I have no idea. Oh my gosh. Revival. So yeah, I'm supposed to pull that out and then do more that kind of coordinate with that. That will hopefully bring more clarity to standing in our power. And I think that's what I just talked about, was making sure that we're accessing and remembering our power, not to forget about it, not to get wrapped up in the gossip and the hoopla and all the shenanigans that are going on in the world. We still, regardless of who's in whatever arena that you're looking at, whether it's, you know, politics or economics, whatever it is that you're looking at, technically it's kind of a distraction. Yeah, we still have to pay our bills. But then again, if we are protected and aligned with what the unified field, what the universe has for us, none of these things should be a concern or a worry, because we have everything that we need within us when we stay grounded and remember who we are. Remember the powers that we have within us. Alrighty. So the first card that we got, and I do have to read from the book because I'm not really familiar. I don't know what these things are. It's cordyceps, which all of these are plants. And this says that it's revival. This means renewal. I have a window open, so I have to kind of tilt it so y'all can see it. Renewal, reaching a new heights. I mean, how high is that, right? Reaching new heights. It is an activation. It's opportunity. I don't know about the resurrection. For some of you, that might be a real thing. So maybe this is what we need to realize to break those chains, right? Okay, and we're going to have a lot of patience with ourselves. Horsetail. Now I've heard of horsetail before. These are also, I noticed, attached to, who is this attached to? This is Jupiter. This is actually called an herb. This is an herb of Jupiter, whatever that means. So this means that it provides a jovial energy, a sense of renewal, resilience, and accomplishment. Jupiter's herbs are amplifiers, joyful and mood-enhancing herbs that inspire positive feelings. Wow, that's kind of awesome. Let's take a look at horsetail, which is the patience. And I think we definitely need to have patience with ourselves. So, yep, upright, endurance, steady focus. We may need to know it's going to take time. So it's gestation. And heightened sensitivity. So this is that. This is that heightened sensitivity, connected at both in the earth and above, being in touch with our emotions and not losing focus. Um, I like this heightened sensitivity, but don't put yourself in chains with it, because we can definitely wrap ourselves up in it. Palo de Arco. I'm gonna probably have to cover her. She's got some exposed lady bits on there. This is a discovery through darkness. Oh my gosh. All right, what can I do to cover up her lady bits? Yeah, that'll do. All right, so she is unearthing fear, non-conformity, and she's also gonna break those chains, baby. I'm gonna have to slide her in there. Yeah. So that's the plant, and she's dressed in that plant. You can see that that is definitely a feminine. This is ruled by the moon and Pluto. So I don't know what, there's really not a whole. This goes into a lot of detail on how they used to use the plants in the ancient times. She's a protector of the sacred. So all of these are really very protective. Coca. Oh gosh. I need to cover up more bits. More lady bits need to be covered. All right, so this is coca. This is a representation of foresight. She's kind of green. The women are kind of green. So anyway, so I'm gonna have to leave her there. Look at that. Mountain frothing with smoke. That may sound like contradictory, but so coca is foresight. So yeah, so following this is a remembrance here. Coca is something that can help us with our genius, realize that we have the ability to see universal truth, spiritual guidance, brilliance, integrity, impeccability. So with these two, it's almost like she deserves to be here. Overcoming. We are overcoming. Last card. Yep. Tobacco. There's some interesting things coming out about tobacco. This is a very masculine thing. I know that symbol is another part of zodiac. Tobacco. So this is a divine. This means that we're not only receiving the divine gifts, but we're also meant to share those divine gifts. Mars. That's Mars. Mars and Pluto. It's a very fine and fragrant plant. You can actually grow these in a pot, I believe, and tobacco is not addicting. There have been studies coming out. Do some research. I had heard. I'm not giving any kind of advice as far as medicinally or otherwise, but do some research on the what is put into the smoking products, because it's not the tobacco that's what do you call it, addicting. Alrighty, well, thank you so much for stopping by. Many, 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 many blessings. And I see angel wings. Yes, there's all kinds of ways to access it, and through the chakra system for sure. It's a hugely beneficial, um, energetic, oh, what do you call it? It's not really a field, but it's a structure. It's definitely a structure. Well, thank you for stopping by. Many blessings. Hey, Arizona. I'm actually going to end the live now. I'm moving quick, baby. Um, so thank you, Janie. Thank you, Renee. And everybody have a fantastic week. I hope you're able to take a few minutes and watch our video this evening that I posted. I have a little trailer so you have an idea of what it is all about. And it looks like my uploading, if you want to watch it on Rumble, that is also available. So again, many blessings, and do keep safe out there.